This training will be recorded, and I will send it to either you or to the logistics contact that we have from your company. They can forward it on to you. So the recording is started, and we are going to begin this training. Okay, let me know if you could see this. Ignore the emails. I'm going to have to respond to these emails in a little bit, but this is what you should have received. At some point, you've been invited by April Hill to Greenbuild International Conference and Expo Partners portal. And from there, you will have the opportunity to click Join Portal. And it will take you to a separate page, which we will get to in just a moment. Okay, just a second. Okay, can you all see this? If you could let me know yes or no.
Looks good.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so it will take you to this page where you can either sign up. Most of you should have already signed up at this moment, so I'm simply going to click log in, and from here I will enter my password, click login. Remember to click login twice, and it will take you to the homepage of your exhibitor portal. So for the purpose of this demo session, I'm using one of our exhibitors, Dunn Edwards Corporation. They've done a beautiful job in submitting everything that is needed for their virtual booth. And so I'm using their portal for the purpose of this session. So from here, you'll see your name, you will see tasks, resources, company profile, team. So we're going to go to the tasks portion of things. If Bizzabo decides to cooperate with me, here we are. All right, so it will ask you to choose the product category that best fits your company. We're going to discuss that in a little bit. It has the upload your booth's banner image. We have the headshot and contact information. We have the resources that will be in your content hub. I'll show you what that looks like. We have the company description that is at the top of your booth. We have the company description that's the pop-up window. So when an attendee is in the virtual expo hall and they see your company logo, they click it, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. They'll click it and they will see just a bit of background about your company and who you are. And that will get them excited to meet you. And then we have the logo, we have the post-event video. So all of this is where you will see everything that we on the Greenbuild side need from you for the front end facing, the attendee facing side of your booth. And so how it works is that you submit it, and once it's submitted, it will appear on my end. I will review it. I will approve it if it is what I'm looking for. Some of you have received emails from me asking for email addresses for your team members and asking for a PDF instead of a video, or so on and so forth, just different things. And so I will reach out if there is something that I need from you and anything that I'm missing. But once it's approved, I upload it for you to your virtual booth, and then from there I send you a preview, and you could see just what I'm asking for, and you could see and especially you could see not only what I've asked for, but how it looks to you. And if you like it, if you want to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, that is totally fine. Anything that you need for me to change. Also, this is important for me to note. I've had some exhibitors reach out where they've submitted something and then they change their mind and they decide, you know what, I actually don't like this. Can we change it? So if that happens, you are more than welcome to reach out to me and I will change it for you, and again send you the preview. You let me know what you think and we can go from there. And something that's important to note, please pay attention to size requirements. So whether you are uploading a video, the platform does not accept anything larger than 100 MB in terms of MP4s, so please keep that in mind. And in terms of PDFs, just all we encourage is that you just pay close attention to size requirements, and you should be good to go. So from here, we're going to go to the resources tab. So this is something that my team and we are constantly uploading resources for you to be able to refer to. So we have the exhibitor kit and resource page, and the link is here. You can click into it and find out more information about promoting your presence, about registration, all of the little things that we feel are necessary and vital for you exhibiting and sponsoring at the show. We have the digital sustainability tips, quick tips for a safe and sustainable virtual conference, because just because we're not live and in person doesn't mean that we don't need to practice sustainability. That is still very, very important to all of us here, and I know that is important to all of you. Next, we have the best practices checklist for virtual exhibits, because happy customers matters a great deal to us. On this side, we have the quick tech check. So this is something that we recommend that you test out prior to the show to make sure that your internet speed is working as it should, that your webcam is working as it should. Please note, as it says here, Internet Explorer and Safari are not supported on this platform. We recommend for Bizzabo, Chrome, Firefox, or Edge. I would also like just to remind anyone to mute yourself, as I'm hearing a bit of feedback. And so if everyone can mute themselves, that would be greatly appreciated. Next, we have the attendee troubleshooting guide. We have the third-party cookie guide. We have a training video. So everything that I'm mentioning here, two of my coworkers did a beautiful job of walking you through the back end of your virtual booth. And so this is something for you to make use of. And the YouTube link is here. And then we also have the Greenbuild traffic driving ideas for our premium gold, silver, and gold sponsors to make use of. And then finally, we have the booth layout and submission process guide that you can refer back to. Next, we have the company profile. So this is where you will be able to see one of the descriptions that you have uploaded, and I'll show you what it looks like on the attendee facing side, but this is just from what you could see. And you'll see your logo here, and then from here is where you scroll down and you simply click enter virtual room. And it's where you can enter the back end of your virtual booth. I've had quite a few exhibitors ask, how do I enter the back end of my virtual booth? Right here. You go to company profile, you scroll a little bit down, and you simply click right here on my right, and it should be on your right as well, to enter virtual room. And from there, you will be allowed to enter the back end of your virtual booth. And then finally, we have the team portion. So as you can see, I'm a temporary member of Dunn Edwards. It is an honor. And so this is where you can add your team members. So you simply click add team members, invite them as admins, and they will receive an invite to the portal. And from there, they can access the back end of your virtual booth. So that is very, very important to note. Remember to invite them as admins, not collaborators. So that explains just your exhibitor portal. And I want to open up the floor. Are there any questions that anyone has? Any questions that anyone might have?
Hey, April.
Hey.
It's Lorene calling from New Jersey.
Hey, Lorene.
Can you, I don't know how to get this understood. I have to sit down and go through all the tabs again. I only just breezed through them just like you just did. What does the time look like all day? 8 to 5. We're going to try to do shifts here with a couple of different people. Tell me what this looks like.
So give me a second. I could actually put the virtual expo hall hours into the chat. Give me just a moment. One moment, and I can include it right here in the chat for all of you to see. Okay, so in terms of the times, here we are, just included it in the chat. So these are our virtual expo hall hours, and so this is when we encourage our exhibitors and sponsors to be in your virtual booth, and it's all in Central Standard Time. We don't expect anyone to be chained to their laptop for hours on end. That wouldn't be very sustainable, that wouldn't be wise, that wouldn't make for happy customers. So we recommend that you have people in your booth during these hours here, the virtual expo hall hours, and then if you need to step away at any moment, and that's something I'm going to be talking about in a few seconds, we just recommend putting a holding slide that says, hey, stepped away for a little bit, sorry you missed us, please feel more than welcome to call us at this number or email us at this email. But so long as you are in your booth during these hours, you should be good to go.
Your screen was not shared.
I'm sorry? Does anyone have another question? How to use a GIF or video in place of a banner image? As far as I know, and Erica, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that is possible, Sam, to use a GIF or a video. We actually do recommend using a background booth banner image in this size.
Yep, like a GIF file won't work, but you can upload an MP4. But like April just noted, we don't recommend it because it's too busy. It's hard to compare to a static image. It would just be continually moving and really distract from what's going on screen. And we definitely recommend a static image for your background banner.
Seeing this, is anyone else seeing this?
I'm seeing a website. It's not Bizzabo.
Yeah, I know. I don't have that up on my end either.
Oh, I think somebody might have accidentally taken over presenting. How do we take this back?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, so now we're going to go to the back end of your virtual booth. So give me just a second and I will share my screen with all of you. And in the meantime, any other questions that you have, feel free to ask them. This is why we're here.
Hello, April. This is Christina from Helvex. How are you?
Hey, Christina, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We were wondering, yesterday I wrote you an email about the demos that we want to schedule and maybe promoting for your official advertising. So do you know if that is possible?
Yes, I'm not sure if you saw my email back. I did send you an email back in regards to that. If that's something that you would like to do, I spoke with my manager, and that is something that we would be open to looking into for you and for the team. We would just need a bit more information about that. So if you could send me an email of what you were thinking about doing and a lot of detail, that would be great. And I could talk it through with my manager and we can go from there.
Okay, we want to schedule like a demonstration of how our products work, and maybe schedule it on the 3 days at, I don't know, probably 12, maybe 1. But we wanted to know if you can advertise it for your official marketing.
Yeah, so Christina, if you, especially because this is, a training and we want to make sure that all the questions are answered and everyone understands how to use their virtual booth, if you could just send me an email with all of this and we could talk a bit more about it offline, that would be awesome. And I could talk it through with my
Okay, thank you, April. I will send you an email shortly.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it. All right, so now we are going to go to what the back end of your virtual booth looks like. Okay, so give me just a second. It should be taking me here. Okay. Sorry, it looks like I might have lost you guys again. Teams is being a bit wonky, but let's try this again. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Awesome. All right, so this is everyone. Welcome to the presentation stage. So we are in the back end of your virtual booth. So when you are in your exhibitor portal, you go to the company profile tab, you scroll down and you click on enter virtual room. It takes you to a page that looks like this. And so this greenish, tealish space is your presentation stage. And this is where, once you click on the webcam and microphone, this is where you activate it and your visitors on the front end side can see you. So hi, you can see me in all of my sun-baked glory. And so this is where you will be able to communicate with your visitors and they can see you. So long as you turn your webcam and microphone on, they can see you, they can hear you, and you can communicate with them from there. Next, we have the files portion. So this is where you can upload PowerPoints. As you can see, you can upload videos, you can upload notes, you can upload images. And so by doing that, you simply go to Add File. And you're going to see all of my files here. You go to Add File, and once you do that, you simply click either Add to Playlist or Play, and it will be in your playlist. And you can just show that on the attendee-facing side from there. So this is something that's very important to note. If you want to upload any PowerPoints or any videos, this is the place that you go to do it. Next, we have the apps. So this is the whiteboard. Many of you have seen me demonstrate this before. So you can draw, you can unleash whatever creativity you might want to show to any of your visitors or attendees. This is the space to do it. You can change colors, and it's just a really fun interactive tool to use. And if you want to get rid of anything that you've created, you simply click clear this board and it's gone, and you can begin all over again. Next, we have the desktop share. In the same way that I'm sharing my screen with you, you can share your screen with your visitors and attendees. If there's a YouTube link that you would like to share, we recommend going through it this way. Next, we have the quizzes feature. So if you would like to create a quiz, you simply enter the quiz name, type in the question, put in the answers. You can make it multiple choice, multiple answers, open question. Something that I've been saying at the risk of sounding like a broken record, your virtual booth is your oyster. You can do whatever you darn well please in it. Maybe not whatever, but you get my drift. And it's a great way just to be able to communicate with your visitors. And I know that we're all living in the midst of this pandemic, but this is as close to a live trade show as we're going to get. And I think that the Bizzabo platform is an amazing platform to do and to create engagement and interaction and network. So I think all of you are going to have just a really great experience with this. And then from there, once you create the quiz, it will appear on the attendee facing side of your booth, and participants can engage and play along. Next, we have the video library. So something that is important to note, when you upload a video, it will not automatically appear here. It will appear here just a bit, so you might not see it right away. I just want to note that, so just in case any of you have uploaded a video and you're like, where is it in my video library? It is housed a bit later on, so keep an eye out for that. And then next we have the recording feature. If you would like to record, let's say you were sponsoring a session, if you would like to record that, or if you would like to record a conversation that you're having with a participant, you are welcome to do that. Please keep in mind it takes about 3 minutes before it begins to record, so bear with it in that regard. But after the 3 minutes is done, you should be good to go. And then next we have the breakout room. So this is where you will see a list of participants here, and you'll see their names. And if this is something that you would like to do and that you would like to make use of, so something that we recommend and we found a lot of success in is having someone that stays here in this space right here in the presentation stage. And let's say I walk in as an attendee, I would like to talk about flooring. And you know that someone in room 3, someone on your team in room 3 is discussing flooring, you could take my name and drag and drop me over to room 3, where I can have an in-depth discussion with someone on your team, and you can address any pain points that a visitor might want to discuss, and you can just kind of break it up into each room, having a salesperson in each room to be able to discuss a particular topic, and that visitor gets one-on-one attention. It's not something that is mandatory, though. You don't have to use this breakout room. It's an option, it's a suggestion, whatever you feel will enhance your virtual experience. You are free to do that. So that explains the breakout room. Next, we have the chat feature. As you can see, I have oh, actually, no, I think it's been removed at this point, but this is where I've been playing around in here. And so this is the room chat feature. So this is where it's visible to everyone who is in your virtual booth. So booth staff, any visitors, if someone has a question, they can type it here in the chat and everyone will be able to see it. Other visitors, again, your entire team, and there isn't any hiding in the room chat feature. Next, we have the Q&A portion. This is where, and if an attendee is shy and they don't want to ask their question openly, they want to ask it privately, only for you and for your team members to see. This is where they can ask their question and no other participant can see their question. It's just between you and that particular visitor. And then finally, we have the moderator chat where you can communicate with your team in this space, and it's not visible to any visitors or participants. It's only amongst you and your team members. So again, the room chat, remember, visible, no secrets, everything is out. Q&A, it's private, only for the visitor to ask you and your, and then finally the moderator chat, that is only amongst you and your team and is not visible to any visitors. And then next we have the playlist feature. And so this is where, as you can see here, you can upload a standard, for example, if let's say you wanted to do a holding slide, as I mentioned earlier, and you wanted to step away, this is what we encourage, just a standard 16.9 PowerPoint file that says something along the lines of, hey, stepped away, please feel more than welcome to call me at this number or email me here at this email. And it could be for whatever reason. If you need to step away, if you need to walk the dog, if you got to go to the bathroom, if you want to make yourself a cup of coffee, if you want to stretch and do yoga, whatever you would like to do, we encourage that. So long as it's not during virtual expo hall hours, we need someone to be in your virtual booth during that time, just in case an attendee walks in. But during conference sessions and so on and so forth, if you need to take some time for yourself, by all means do that. Mental health is very important. Taking some time, virtual exhaustion is a real thing. So take some time for yourself. All we recommend is that you include a holding slide, and from here, this is where whatever you've added to your playlist will be. So any videos that you've added, PowerPoints, all of it will be here, and all of it will be attendee facing. So if my booth were live right now, this, not the rest of this, like chat and all, like the chat will be there, but not all of this other stuff, only this portion will be visible on the attendee side. As well as the chat feature if they would like to communicate with me in any way. So that explains the playlist side of things. Next, we have the participants. So this is where your booth staff will be able to see their name, and there will be a green star if they are booth staff, because I am, quote, booth staff, end quote, of this particular booth. You see the green star beside my name, but if I were just a participant, if I were just a visitor, there wouldn't be a green star. You would simply see my name. And this is where you will be able to see whoever has visited your virtual booth, address them by name. They can turn on their camera if they want, and you can communicate with them. And this is where you will see all of the list of participants in your virtual booth. And then finally, we have the notes feature. So this is where if you write a little note, as you can see, I was playing in here prior to our session, and I wrote hello. If I wanted to broadcast this so that this is visible to any visitors that are in my virtual booth, I simply click broadcast note, and this is where they would be able to see it. They'd be able to see my note on the attendee facing side. However, if I just wanted to keep it amongst my team, as you could see here, is disheveled as it looks right now, this is where only my team members and whoever can access the back end of my virtual booth will be able to see these notes. No, an attendee will not be able to see this. Only if I click broadcast note will they be able to see it. So that explains the back end of your virtual booth. I wanted to see if there are any questions. Lorene, your hand is still up. I wanted to know, do you have another question?
No, sorry about that. I'm good.
That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, I want to open up the floor. Any questions that anyone might have? Is it possible to get show badge info with name, company name?
April, I have a question.
Sure.
Chad Bryant, Thunder Max.
Hey, Chad.
My question is, if we have staff members who we want to assign to a booth, to a room, can we pre-assign them to a room?
If you
Or
have,
how does that work?
so if you have staff members, do you mean like in your like, let's say in the breakout rooms? Do you mean?
Right. Yes.
Yes, so you can't name the rooms at this point in time. Bizzabo doesn't have the option to name the room at this point in time. It's room 1, room 2, room 3. But so long as you know which team member you know that you've assigned to each particular booth, their name will appear there as someone that
Okay,
is.
so would that be like I would just click and drag them into that room and
Yep.
just know that they're there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
This is Erica, hi. I just wanted to jump on real quick because we had a couple questions for it. Post-event for leads and analytics, we'll be sending you guys a link of all of your leads, of everybody that visited your booth, what they clicked on, etc. This will include their contact information, company title, and the basic demographics. So that is how you'll be able to collect the information of who stopped by and what they did during the event.
Awesome. Thank you, Erica, for answering that question. Sam, I'm seeing your question. How do we know when notes are being broadcast? When you click broadcast note. If you haven't clicked broadcast note, it will not be visible. So whether that's a previously broadcast note, you could remove that if you would like. So the notes will only be visible to attendees if you click broadcast note. I hope that answers your question. Can you go over briefly the icons in the participant section? Sure, of course. All right, so let me remove this so it's not in our way. So yeah, here we are, Katie. So this is where you will be able to see the full list of where all of the participants will be, and your booth staff will have a green star beside their name. And participants won't. Participants, if I were just a participant, you would just see April Hill. And that's it. And then Sam, to answer your question, there isn't an unbroadcast note portion. It's just whatever has been clicked and broadcasted. And then if you would like to, if it's no longer there, if you've decided to remove it, it will no longer appear if it's not like a focus anymore, because I found that with Bizzabo, and Erica, correct me, step in if I'm wrong at any point. It's just mainly whatever you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on this side of things, like the playlist side of things, then whatever PowerPoint you've chosen will be the focal point. But if you're highlighting on the notes portion and you've clicked broadcast note, that will be visible. But if it's not the focal point that you are focusing on, I can't find a better way to describe it.
No, essentially, if it's not displayed in the center in this teal box, then it is not something that the attendees will see. So if you have the notes broadcasted and then there's going to be an X if you do broadcast them, you just click that X in that teal box and they will go away. There are no webcam backgrounds or like a blurred out background feature in Bizzabo. So your background is kind of your background of whatever your room is. So just be sure, to check the lighting behind you, and that if you have any personal objects that you didn't want shown, that they're away. And real quick for Lorraine's question about the 2 computers open, if you wanted to see the front end of your booth, you can do so. It is best if you have 2 computers. Great. You can have one set up on the attendee side and one set on the back end. If you don't have 2 computers, we just recommend if you're using the same computer and you're logged into the back end, don't be logged into your booth on the front end, because if you're trying to talk, the sound will, echo each other. But if you're watching a session or doing some other activity on the front end, or if you're in our networking platform, that's totally fine. It's just you want to watch out for, sound if you have your booth open and you can hear yourself talking through the back end. And then, yes, you can show a PowerPoint presentation in the front under the booth. Again, like April showed earlier, you just want to hit Files, you upload it, and then you add it to your playlist, and then you can display it.
Yep. And I'm seeing 2 more questions answered. How do we view the front end? So I will show you the front end in just a second, but I have been sending Agnes the link, and so I'm happy to send that to you as well, just to show you the link to the front end of your booth and what it's looking like. It looks awesome so far. So that is something where you can come to me, you can email me, and I will send you the link to your virtual booth, to the front end, to the attendee facing side, and you can see it from there.
And also, if everybody here should also be registered for the event as an attendee, which is a different registration than the back end access. All attendees will receive a link to enter the entire virtual event as, as the attendee side. Sorry, it's a lot of attendees in one sentence. So yes, you guys should all be able to enter the event as an attendee. You can access the expo hall, you can access the keynote sessions and networking. And you'll see those emails come through with the event link. If you have not received it already, right after registering, you will get it at the latest on Monday.
Any other questions that anyone has? I'm going to show you what the virtual expo hall floor is looking like so far and what an attendee will see if they go into your virtual booth. So I'm going to share my screen again. All right, everybody. So we are in the virtual expo hall right now, and it shows the exhibit hours. It shows just in terms of just everything that you will need to have a seamless experience. So we're still waiting for a couple of logos, but I think it looks beautiful. It's coming along together so nicely. And so this is what an attendee will see if they're in the virtual expo hall and they see all of these beautiful logos, and from here they can decide, okay, which company would I like to be able to visit? And from here they simply click, and this is what I was talking about with the pop-up welcome message, where they simply click into they simply click the logo, and then a welcome message appears. They can read through it. They can see what your company is about. And from there, they click visit. And Erica and I and our entire team really has been just working just on the back end to make sure that this is not only a seamless experience for all of you, but also for the visitors. And as soon as they click into your logo, it automatically takes them into your virtual booth, and they will appear automatically. A lot of automatics in that sentence, but they will appear automatically into your visitors, your participants list, and from there you can communicate with them. Was someone saying something?
No, I just, sorry, I thought you were clicking and it froze. Never mind.
No. So now I'm actually gonna click into one of our sponsors' booths. Can everyone still see this? Yes, awesome. So here is for one of our sponsors' booths. And so when I mentioned the background banner image, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of you have already submitted it, so thank you. But this is it, where we recommend a still image. Some have decided, to go with banner images with words, which is fine. That is totally up to you. But we found that with still images, words aren't hidden by this white space at all, and everything is visible. So just a suggestion, if you were still considering uploading a booth and what we think might work best, and then it will show the time. Now, for some of you, I've had a few of you reach out to me and say, I paid for all 3 days. How come I'm only seeing 1 day? Don't worry. So on the back end, so after the show is over each day, I will go into each of your booths and update it for Wednesday, for Thursday. And so it's Bizzabo at the moment. It's just showing one date at a time. And so then Erica and I, we work on the back end just to make sure that each date is uploaded and your booth will be live when it's showtime for each day. So this is where you will see the date. This is where you will see your title, your company, short company description, schedule a meeting with us, and that is where we've partnered with SwapCard. And so this is where, let's say you see a company that you would like to network with, you can reach out to them, they can reach out to you, and you can schedule a set time to be able to meet and talk in the same way that you would on a live trade show floor. And I think it's a super fun and cool feature. Here is where the product categories that I mentioned to you earlier. So let's say I am a visitor and we have a search tab. And so if I were a visitor and I say, you know what, I want to look up a company that is talking about waste management, salvage, and recycling, boom, this company would come up. So be very careful about the product categories that you pick, because it's very, very important and critical feature to your booth. And this is where attendees will be able to find you and to be able to communicate with you. Now, remember I talked to you about the presentation stage. It's this green space. Here on this side, it is a black space. So a few of you have reached out to me and asked me if you need to include anything here. So when you are live, this is where visitors will be able to see you and be able to communicate with you. The chat feature will be here, the room chat, as well as the Q&A feature will be here, and they'll be able to type in their questions to you, and you can type in your responses back to them. They can turn on their camera, and so this is where they will be able to see you right here as well. If you step away, this is where the holding slide will be. This is where your PowerPoint will be. This is where any videos you've uploaded will be. So anything that you feel, again, that will enhance your virtual space, this is where it will be visible on the attendee facing side for all of our attendees. And then if you go a bit further down, we have the speakers and staff. And so when you send over your headshots, this is where I upload it for you. Remember to include email addresses, although that's not visible here, but it's something that I need to upload for you on the back end. So email addresses, job titles, headshots, and full names. And this is where I upload it for you. And attendees will be able to see who's in your virtual booth and communicate with you. And then next we have a shorter company description. This is the pop-up welcome message that I was talking about, that whenever an attendee clicks into your logo on the virtual expo hall floor, this is what they can see, just a short little message about who you are, and then they click into it and they get to talk to you and learn more about your company. And then finally, we have, sorry about that, we have the attachments and resources that are in your content hub. So I will actually be changing this to say content hub. And this is where attendees will be able to click into it, and it will, whether it's a video, whether it is a PDF, what we just encourage is that you send over a PDF or video. Remember, video needs to be 100 MB max, and as well as a thumbnail image and a title, and I will upload it for you, and it will be here for attendees to be able to click into and scroll and just learn more about your company and about what you do. So that explains just the front end side of things and what an attendee sees. Does anyone have any questions in regards to that? I'm seeing a hand up. Lorene, I'm seeing your hand up. Do you have a question?
I guess, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Are you guys running the matching program this week now?
When you say the matching, do you mean like scheduling a meeting?
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I can talk to that pretty well. April, if you can share your screen again and share the main event homepage.
Sure. Give me a second.
All right. So all registered attendees, so that includes booth staff, the free expo hall pass holders, all the way up to the all access pass holders. When they register, they will be invited to join the networking platform. They can either access it through their registration email, confirmation email, or in the main event homepage by scrolling to the top and it says networking right up top. The
Mhm.
networking platform is powered by SwapCard. It's something you guys really don't need to know the different names of it. Just check out for emails, but that's what SwapCard is. So this is what they do when they go to networking. You just have to set it up once. Once you set it up, then every other time you access it, you will automatically be entered. To set it up, and it's actually live now, so you guys are welcome and encouraged to enter. You click the link that says begin networking here, and then you go up top. Well, once it goes to the next page, you'll go up top, and in the top right corner, you'll see something that says log in. So you'll want to log in, and then here, because April and I are staff, we can't show you further, but I can definitely talk through it. So you'll enter your email address, and once you do enter your email address, it will then prompt you to the next steps on how to set up an account. It takes 3 seconds. It is not intensive like setting up a booth. All of your information that you've entered, like demographics, etc., when you registered for the event as an attendee, will all be automatically carried over, so you do not need to redo any of that information. April, if you can just go back a screen.
Of course.
Thank you.
What
So
would you like me to go back to?
right there's perfect.
Okay.
So within this networking, we have a couple features. The Find Connections features. That's an AI-powered matchmaking. So based on the demographics you've entered and other attendees, it will suggest connections for you. You can also have access to our full attendee list. So thousands of people through this Find Connections feature. And there's going to be all of our demographics are along the side column as filters. So if you're looking for a specific title, role, industry, state, etc., you can filter through all of our data to narrow down to, target the type of attendee that you're looking to speak with. And then you can select to request a meeting with them through that. Once they accept it, you will be notified of them accepting. And then you can, go back and forth. You'll have their contact information, etc. once the meetings are accepted. The meetings take place within this networking platform. They don't take place in with your booth. Think of it like if you're a live event, you have your booth, and then you have like, a networking lounge. This would be like a separate networking lounge outside of your booth. To manage and maintain your meetings, you would click on the My Scheduled Meetings button. And then this is where you would see if somebody requested a meeting with you. You'll also be notified via email if somebody's requesting an email with you. You can see everything here under My Schedule Meeting tab in one spot. All of the meetings you've requested, all of the meetings requested of you are there listed and scheduled. You can also manage your calendar by blocking out times that you are not available or don't want to speak with anybody. And you can also accept, cancel, etc., anything through that tab. You're also able to export all of the information from that, from your meetings into an Excel file, so you can easily upload leads to, Salesforce or whatever systems that you guys use. And then on the attendee side, if they are searching for an exhibitor, such as you guys, they would click on the exhibitor tabs. And then that would be the full list. They could search by company. Again, all the different demographics they can also search by, and your product category listings. So if they're looking for roofing, flooring, etc. And then they will see everybody listed individually by company, all the company staff. They're not going to see the, let's say they're requesting a meeting with Anderson. They would see the Anderson staff and then pick one person they want to request a meeting with. They wouldn't just be requesting a general meeting with Anderson. So everybody's meeting and scheduling feature runs independently and they manage it themselves. It does not run as a company whole, if that makes sense. And I'm just going through some of the questions. So is SwapCard and the back office connected? I'm not quite clear on that, what that means, but the back of your booth is not connected to SwapCard. So the meetings will not take place. If you schedule a meeting, it won't be taking place in your booth. It's a separate. And then yes, Sam, you are able to export for here in the network platform, you are able to export a list of leads of everybody that you had meetings with or connected with. And then for your booth, we will be sending you a list of all of your leads for your sessions, your booth, what they clicked on, and kind of giving them the whole customer journey with all the demographics and contact information. So we will be sending that post-show, but for all of your meeting stuff, you can see that right then and there, like instant gratification. And that is kind of the overview of the networking. And again, it's live now, so please go in and start reaching out to attendees and get those meetings scheduled. Do you guys have any questions about networking?
I do.
Sure.
So, so I'll raise my hand, so I'll take it off. But so on the filters part, when you're looking to network, you know, you can click, there's a bunch of filters, and then you can fill in like check boxes. My question is, when you check multiple boxes, so does the filtering system works as either or kind of like, so let's say I clicked on I checked multiple boxes. So will the people that show up are people who only comply or meet all of the checked boxes, or one of the checked boxes? Does that make sense?
Yep, no, definitely makes sense. So it, I have to triple check, but I do believe that it's only the checked boxes. So if you had, let's say you've checked one box and it gave you 100 results, and then you added a second and it reduced it to 50. So those would be, those 50 people are the only ones that selected both options. Because one or the other would just be, you know, so much data. So yeah, we want to filter it to give you specifically exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
And I have one more question on the filtering function of this. I'm actually logged in. I set up that networking yesterday. So, but I only see an option of filtering by exhibiting company names. Is that?
If you
go
to the Find Connections section, sounds like you're under the Exhibitor section.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am. So find connections, and then that opens it up to everyone that's registered for the whole event. Okay.
Yep, correct.
Perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any further questions?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jeff again. I just while we're talking about it, so it looks like you can schedule meetings in here, but you said before that this, you know, this app, the swap card, is not connected to the back end of our booth. So when we schedule a meeting, is it like, where does that meeting take place? Do we then hop over to our booth, or do we just do it on a call separately at another time, or
through swap card? So it's almost like their own proprietary like Teams or Zoom, etc. So it just like when you make that connection, it will give you something to click on to go to each other.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, anyone?
Yes, this is Landon. I have a question. I've tried the last half hour to reset my password for Bizzabo, and I put my email address in, hit the reset password link, and it reset. It just kind of flips, and then no emails come in, no junk mail, no spam folders, nothing.
You know what, Landon? I'm going to work on this for you. I'll try to work on this for you offline and send you over a new link and see if you can access it from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Does anyone have any further questions? We have a couple more minutes before we have to wrap up. Liesel, I'm seeing a hand up.
Thank you. Yes, this is Liesel with Armstrong Ceilings, and I seem to have a lot of emails and a lot of access points, and I guess I've boiled this down to how I'm just trying to figure out, like, where do I go first? I think I got a text or a chat from Erica. I seem to be going in this big circle, like either I'm being asked to register for Greenbuild again and again, or I'm being asked to reset a password again and again. And I'm just trying to figure out if I'm trying to go as an attendee, how do I get in? And if I'm going as a booth person, where do I go? Like, where do I start? I feel like I'm just jumping into, I feel like I needed some background that I missed somehow in all of this.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I know we have the technologies just don't sync up, so that's why there are so many different links and emails. So you have one link that is your attendee access, and it's custom for each person. So I can't put in the chat like the link for everybody. So I will, Lizzie, I'll send you your link and check to make sure you're all registered, and I'll give you your attendee link. And if you guys are looking for that as well, that link comes from our marketing team. They'll be sending it, I think they sent one yesterday, and they'll be sending it every day pretty much leading up to the event and during the event.
And who is that coming from? Because I guess that's maybe where I'm getting confused too, is I've got different, it seems like I've got a lot of different places that stuff is coming from. So it's like, is there a link from USGBC to attend the conference? And then there's a separate link to go into the booth?
Nope, so USGBC is actually one of our sponsors. They're not hosting or running it, so you won't be seeing anything for access points from USGBC. You'll be seeing them all from Greenbuild and Bizzabo. So for your login to enter the event as an attendee, that would be coming from our, I believe it's like, I think it's registration@greenbuild.com is the email, but I can double check for you. And then to access the back end as a staff to run your booth, the email is going to be coming from Bizzabo. So it's portal@bizzabo.com. And that's a separate link. So then I can send you those two links. And then our third one is SwapCard, our networking platform. And that is a separate link that would be coming from SwapCard. I think it says like networking@swapcard.com. And that is a link I'm not able to send you, but once you enter the networking, you won't have to re-log in, etc. And you can enter it from our main event page. So it's not super, super important for you to have that networking link. And that's really all you should need. So yeah, I can send those to you. But the emails for the front end is registration@greenbuild.com and the back end is portal@bizzabo.com.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So guys, we have about another 2 more minutes, but I wanted to see if there were any other questions. Sam Jennings.
Hey, yeah, I have a question for you guys. So I guess, should I be expecting most attendees to have their video and audio turned on when they enter the booth? And to follow up on that, I'm wondering what sort of staffing setups would lead to the most success. For example, having one person in the booth and then a couple of other admins in the breakout sessions, and using that person in the booth to invite attendees into the breakout sessions as they arrive. I guess maybe you could walk us through like how some companies have done this in the past in that setup.
Sure. So to speak to the sound part first, for every booth and every session for the event, attendees will have to activate their camera and mic each time they go into a separate location. And that's a security purpose, just because some people don't want to be on camera every time, etc. So we don't want to force that upon them. So they will have to do it themselves. Essentially, when people come in the booth, a great practice is to say, hi, welcome to my booth. If you'd like to speak with us, please activate your camera and mic in the top left. And if they do so, then awesome. Sometimes a lot of people just activate their mic to speak with you, and other times people choose not to and they just use the chat to communicate, like the chat feature. And because there are also those content and resources in the bottom of your booth, sometimes people don't engage at all, and they're just looking at everything that's in the bottom of your booth, just like they would look at brochures and a show floor in your booth. So that is the sound. If you are having trouble hearing somebody, just ask them, what browser they're using. Sometimes when people log in, if they're using Safari or Internet Explorer, it doesn't let the mic and camera work. Or ask them if they're on a VPN or if they have their cookies blocking any sound features. And if they do keep having trouble, please send them to our help desk, which is right accessible from the top navigation bar in the virtual event room. And that's staffed constantly if they are having trouble, or if you guys are having trouble, you're welcome to go there as well. And for staffing purposes, I'll go fast because I know time's up, but it's great to have like one person almost acting as a reception, or somebody always in that main room. If everybody else is in breakout rooms, you don't want an attendee to enter that main room and kind of see nothing. So definitely keep somebody back in that room. Or if you don't have somebody to stay back in that main room, put up a holding slide that will say, you know, we'll be right back, or something that communicates so they don't, you know, leave. And then if you don't want to use the breakout rooms, another way to do it is, let's say you have 3 staff members, you could just take orders. Say, okay, the first person that goes into the booth, the first attendee, Sam's going to take. The second attendee comes in, April's going to take. Third, Erica's going to take. And then just kind of rotate. So you're not all jumping on the same person at once. Or even in the moderator chat feature, you can kind of chat with each other real quick and be like, oh, I got this person, or, oh, hey, I was talking with this person, but they're really more suited to speak with you. Let's transfer them over. And then you could pop them in their breakout room, etc. So I definitely have maybe 2 people in your booth minimum. And then maybe have a person or staff person or 2 on call in case there is a heavy traffic period. You could, you know, tap somebody and say, hey, can you come help me out in my room real quick? Because you know, like April said earlier, virtual fatigue is real, and we don't want you guys sitting there from 9 to 5, you know, without taking a break, etc.
Yeah, thanks. That's really helpful.
Yep, you're welcome.
Anyone have any further questions before we wrap up? I think we're good to go. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this outstanding message. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. I know I speak for my entire team when I say that we just appreciate just getting the chance to be able to speak and to communicate with all of you. We know that it's going to be a great show. So I'm going to send this recording as soon as it's made available to me on my end. All of you should have my cell phone number. It's in my signature. So you can call me, text me, you can send me an email, and it's going to be a great show. And we're committed to making sure that it is for all of you. So yeah, thank you everyone. And we will talk soon. If anything, you can join our session on Monday, our Ask Us Anything. So bring yourselves and your questions. We are here and we're going to get those questions answered. So yes, so we hope to see some of you, if not all of you, on Monday, and we'll talk soon. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, April. Great job.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
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 Fred, how about this? Nah, nah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, sure. You want to call? Yeah. Why don't you call him? I'll make it quick. But just call him real quick. What's the pending for print?
Well, we just received the most beautiful delivery.
Oh, oh cool. John said he dropped it off, and I was going, he dropped it off? I didn't know if you were home. Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. It's gorgeous. We're like walking it around trying to figure out the best place, and
Okay.
the
Yeah, it
frame,
seemed like it's perfect for your house.
the frame is stunning. It's so pretty. That was
Awesome.
so nice of you.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
A while ago. It just came in, so cool.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. This election's killing me.
Yeah.
But I'm doing okay. How are you guys? Everything good?
Everything's good. We, I mean, you know, hanging in there. We wanted to share some exciting news that baby number 3 is on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
So so that middle bedroom.
Middle bedroom's
It's already spoken for.
Wow.
But it's
Congratulations.
But
Thanks.
Thank you, Greg. The house is beautiful, and we're already filling with lots of fun, beautiful memories. The kids love it. They're obsessed with the staircase. They love their room. So thank you so
I miss
much.
you guys.
We miss you too.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Greg.
Bye.
Yeah, what is this from?
I think it's Lulu in Georgia.
It is?
On the back. Marion, it says custom frame. I think there. He walked in. Unless you want to do. Okay. But I think here's not.
You.
Okay, so you gonna pick them up? Let me know what I should start from for lunch when you leave. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Okay.
There's some indication that, this is hypothetical right now, but the lead has been shrinking here a little bit. What if the president carried both of those? We guarantee he will. The Biden campaign is confident, actually, it's going to win both of those states. But if the president did, Joe Biden can do this, gets you to 269. If he could, the president's winning there, but if he could do this and this, it's over right there. And so you're seeing it sort of, and again, the Biden campaign is quite confident out here. So the former vice president has and many more menu options. We cannot get the president of the United States 270. He needs the vote. If he gets the vote, he's got a couple of options. Joe Biden has many more options. The president of the United States cannot win re-election if he doesn't win the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the state of Georgia. His lead in those states by the hour is shrinking.
Biden can win the election if he simply carries Pennsylvania and makes it 20 electoral votes. He then has 273. You need 270.
Right.
He's the next president of the United States. All right, we're following the ballot count in the 5 remaining battleground states. Pennsylvania could decide the race before the day is out. Stay with us. Our special coverage continues next.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. I'm excited to let you know that my digital show Full Circle is back. You can watch every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. live Eastern Time or anytime on demand. And to make sure you never miss a show, you can get alerts on every episode via the CNN app. CNN.
CNN International is open to the world.
I'm Christiana Monfort in Helsinki, Finland. I'm Becky Emerson in Abu Dhabi.
I'm here in a remote part of southern India.
I'm in New York Stock Exchange, Port Elizabeth, Puerto Rico, Hong Kong, London,
Jerusalem.
Moscow.
Go international anytime. We'll keep this quick. Options you bring up. Happy anniversary. Every year you're with us, you get $50 toward your home deductible.
Have to do anything?
No.
Nothing. Nothing?
No.
Really? Something.
You call out something, our policy first. Here.
May I have a balloon too?
Sure. Your parents have been named the farmer's home policy for yourself. We are farmers. Start with the 1-800 farmers. Still your best friend. And now your co-pilot. Still a father. But now a friend. Still an electric car, just more electrified. Still a night out. Everything fits in. Still hard work, just moves. Still a legend, just more legendary. Generally, making life's journey just better.
Only Dish has the Hopper, TV's most powerful DVR. It holds up to 2,000 hours, so you can store season after season of your favorite shows as long as you need them.
You win. We have all the seasons.
Record up to 2,000 hours of the shows that bring you together with Dish. Tune into you.
Keeping your oysters growing, while keeping your business growing, as you want. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. Only the sponsor job on Indeed. Claim your $75 your first job at Indeed.com/promo. We're all finding ways to keep moving. But how do we make sure the direction we're headed is forward? At Fidelity, we'll get the planning and advice to prepare you for the future without sacrificing the things that are important to you today. We'll help you plan for healthcare costs, taxes, and any other uncertainties along the way. Because with Fidelity, you can feel confident that the only direction you're moving is forward. From deep dives to daily briefs, CNN Politics podcasts have you covered. Past files, politically sound, CNN political briefing, and more. Listen on CNN.com/podcasts. And welcome back. Let's take a look at the state of the race in Nevada. You see there, Joe Biden is still the lead, 11,408. President is in 830. Has been narrowing. It continues to Arizona, 68,000 on Joe Biden is ahead in that state. Has also been narrowing, but still more in North Carolina, same around 76,000. Pennsylvania, 108,602. It is Pennsylvania. You see the graphic, Biden on the right, for Pennsylvania. We heard from the Secretary of State earlier that they are likely to finish counting ballots, all the votes by within.
Right, and then we heard Senator Casey say maybe not so much that maybe they wouldn't announce it today. So we're all kind of waiting to get some clarification on that. I think there may be a presser later this afternoon, 5 o'clock or so. Because everybody knows that's the only things that match, that's it. And you challenge, well, make all kinds of ballot challenges, et cetera, but if you win by a substantial margin, and that's the key, and Rick Santorum says that as well, that if he wins by a really big margin, which I don't know what you call it.
Substantial margin because it's possible. He's having 550,000 votes now, so you don't hear many people talking about Michigan. But in Wisconsin, it's 20,000. Again, that's still a big number for a state the size of Wisconsin. But again,
It's 100,000.
You know,
It's more than
if
100,000.
you get 100,000 votes, it's a tough slot. Listen, you know, I was involved in when I was in politics. You know, been around politics for a long time. It is really, really unusual. Even hundreds of votes you count, much less thousands, and certainly not tens of thousands of votes. I mean, that's the reason that Hillary Clinton succeeded in 2016.
What about potential legal challenges in Pennsylvania?
Well, that's the thing. I think, you know, I mean, obviously the challenges, classes of votes would be significant. I think one significant piece here is that there are these votes that are going to come in after, and the Supreme Court they allowed it to move forward, but raised questions about it. They were asked to segregate them. But as I think Dana said earlier, it's pretty hard to say going to exclude votes that have already been counted. That's a pretty unusual thing, especially if the voters are bona fide. Again, this is what the Secretary of State has just poked the Republicans in the eye in the statement, because she said before the state Supreme Court and the U.S. Supreme Court that they would not count the ballots, simply segregate. And then right before the election,
These are ballots that what?
these are the linked ballots. The ballots that the PA Supreme Court said that Pennsylvania law says that anybody is on Tuesday. The Supreme Court said no, we're going to extend it till Friday. They took the case to the U.S. Supreme Court and they said segregate the ballots. We'll just, if this becomes an issue that matters, we'll come see us again after the election. And at that time, the Secretary of State said, okay, we'll segregate the ballot, we won't count it. Not counting. And that's why. Well, the point is she's not going by what she said she was going to do under a court process. Number one, and number two, there are counties that can't count the ballots unless they count them on the same standards they're counting everybody else. So now you mix the counts together. And so again, you can say, well, it's not a big deal, it's not many votes, it won't happen. Start messing around with it. That's why what this is done is just becomes hard for what you see going on here. It could be the trajectory to the bottom margin that getting to the outstanding. The five division margin. Do you think there's enough balance in that category? And the first step, we don't know. I mean, there's another pot of balance. We do know the county, which is they reported to told 2,700 ballots that were improper and needed to be cured. Well, again, Secretary made the case to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. They wanted to have a cure provision provided so Pennsylvanians could cure the ballot. We saw it in that. Cure ballot meaning somebody's signature was incorrect, or they didn't sign it all. So they call up and say, can you come in Pennsylvania, there is no provision to do that. You can't cure your ballot. You make a mistake, do that. They're not going to do that because it's a whole procedure on how to do a ballot. In this decision, Secretary
these are issues that need to be handled for the next time there is an election, and it should be litigated, and people should figure out what exactly went on. But what is going on now is people like the president used to work for you, saying, ever notice how no one ever all of a sudden out of nowhere at that time meeting find the ballot? I mean,
bottom line here is this election is taking place exactly the way everyone probably Republicans are bad in Pennsylvania, and the Democrats, because they want by ballot absentee, and Republicans want those ballot, and it would close. So the idea that this is not everybody in this is simply wrong. That's not what it's not.
I appreciate you saying that. All Republicans outlet, right wing, left wing, have been saying this is going to happen. And now you do have people taking advantage of that and trying to spread conspiracy. I'm as frustrated as you are. If they're not inspired by anybody, I'm frustrated by that for one reason. It's spread conspiracy and it steps on the good work of good people on both sides of the issue, including, by the way, I just want to brag a little bit on my vote here. If this happens the way it looks like, you'll have African American voters, President Biden, and then in every state, African American voters come in. You look at Georgia, it's Milwaukee, it's Philadelphia, right? It's Detroit. It's every one of the African American voters going through very long line there. So that's what is that on. Because some go out of business story. I mean, that's a big story, yes. But we're sitting here, we're waiting for the votes from these metropolitan areas. And, one story that this election is another story. It's the changing nature of American politics. And, used to be the suburbs were Republican strongholds. Now, these are major hubs of Democratic support. You see, there's such a bright dividing line. It doesn't like the kind of votes in Pennsylvania because most of those were from Democrats, just for a whole bunch of reasons. But generally, we have metropolitan areas that now become suburbs, voters, and rural areas. And that's why a state like Georgia has become competitive, and there are other Sun Belt states that are becoming competitive. Every place in Pennsylvania is arable land and water, so people live everywhere, and we have a large, small town, rural population, and that's why we continue to do that.
What happened is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said, get your ballots in, vote early. Donald Trump said the opposite. So to answer Hogan Gidley's question about why no one found ballots for Republicans, whether or not many found ballots for Republicans, is because Republican legislatures did not want them counted early, and that is why. And Pennsylvania.
And the president didn't want them sending them in.
Exactly. So that is the process we expected, and it is the process we have.
CNN is live about United States sports, and up next we're going to go to Arizona where the count continues. When will we find out the totals in Arizona? We'll ask the Arizona Secretary of State. I got you. Don't worry.
This holiday season, hurry in. BMW from Sarasota and buy your the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in to see the credit up to $3,500 on select models through November 30th. At VisionWorks, we know it's easy to forget to use your vision magnets before the year is up. This is us making sure you don't. Use it before you lose it. That's where 100-day guarantee. See the difference. Hiring is challenging, especially for key roles. Finding the right people will be very difficult tasks. Zip provides us the best people. We sit like that to the top jobs. The right skills. Project managers to the side. Rated the #1 hiding site. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/vote. Excuse me, ladies. This is going to help save your family hundreds of dollars on prescriptions on single care. Gotta go. Silver socks. Never mind. The price again. Excuse me, sir. Single care, this gentleman, please. Ever since I learned about single care, he's been like, just want to help you save some money. You're getting extra money. So, take just 10 seconds to lower the cost of your prescription. Check the single care price today.
Do anything? Nothing. Nothing?
No.
That really is something.
You get a whole lot of something.
May I have a balloon too?
Sure. Your parents just maintained a farmer's home policy for 12 consecutive months, right? We are farmers. Start with one every farmer. This seed, this restaurant is very hard on the sometimes. The expertise that helps keep hospitals clean is helping keep businesses clean too. Look for the Ecolab sign certified. Look back and remember the moment that things were one strange lives. Quiet, glory, of the loved ones, of money, of our planet, and of the potential. Let's remember this time when so many struggled to feel secure and build a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it. Unraveled research, unbiased reviews, undiscovered gems, uncovering the best. CNN_. See all our reviews and recommendations at _.com. Go out to the electoral college map right now. Take a look at this. Biden has 253 electoral college votes. President Trump has 213. You need 270. Biden is getting closer and closer to that magic number. We'll see if that happens in the course of the day. Let's take a look at the key race alert right now. Arizona, a critically important state right now. Biden maintains his lead. His lead is 68,129. Over Trump, he's got 50.5% to 48.1%. 86% of the estimated vote is in 11 electoral college votes in Arizona. Let's get a sense of what's going on. Ken Watson is joining us right now. Ken, what do you see? What are you hearing on the ground?
Well, you know how nervous people are watching these returns come in, and you talk to the political parties here in this state, certainly hearing it. Democratic sources here in this state say that per their Democratic voter file, they're actually feeling very optimistic because they think that the votes that are still being counted right now are Democratic votes coming from Democratic areas. But then I spoke with a GOP source who's poring over the numbers and says, look at what happened yesterday. It was 2 ballot returns, and you saw yesterday. And what's happening here, I'm outside the Maricopa County Elections Department, and this is the outside. I'm in the parking lot because they're limiting the number of press who can be inside. Our Bill Weir is inside, and this is what's outside. I want you to take a sweep of this fence that is brand new. This is called the Freedom Speech Zone. Why have this in the parking lot of a place where the votes are being counted? Because there was a sizable protest that we showed you here live on CNN last night. Certainly they are being preparable for them to possibly return. But I can tell you from having been inside, having to talk to county sources here, the counting is continuing. The people who are doing this vote still showed up, still making minimum wage, and still at their desk counting the vote very carefully.
I will stay very close touch with you, Ken Law. Thank you very much for your time. Arizona is a very important state. Biden maintains earlier. You just heard Ken Law suggest that the outstanding vote earlier today, we heard maybe 450,000 ballots are still outstanding in Arizona, maybe skewed in favor of the government.
And that's what the Democrats believe. The question is count them. And this is one of the states where it's been a slower process. Again, I was spoken to the Secretary of State several times. You can get frustrated, and I know everybody wants to know the winner. And so we have to clear these states that we're still waiting on. At the same time, the unprecedented nature of this election. So as Ken noted, here we are, the 68,000 vote lead possible change for Joe Biden right now, which looks like a healthy lead. That's a small lead. This is one of those places in Pennsylvania and Georgia. It's been working that Biden has been consistently cutting into the Trump lead. In Arizona, when they have reported results, and they haven't come as frequently, it is the president who has been cutting into Biden's lead. So Republicans have every reason to say, let's wait, let's count the votes here. Maybe we can take this. Remember, this would be a takeaway if Joe Biden wins. Donald Trump carried Arizona 4 years ago. Not by a lot, very close race, 3.5-point race. This is like Georgia, Democrats see these Sun Belt states as opportunity. And so in this campaign, demographics, older voters, the suburbs, Latinos, why the Democrats think they can do well here. This is much of the game. Maricopa County, 60% of the statewide vote. Phoenix and the suburbs around it essentially drive statewide politics in Arizona. And here, if you're Joe Biden, 51 to 47, you want to run those numbers up as you get closer through it. But again, it's the suburbs here. It's going to slow count. We'll wait. Joe Biden, if he gets Arizona, keeps the bat. He's the next president of the United States. Which is why, again, the Pennsylvania and Georgia still in play. This could be decisive.
Well, maybe we'll get to speak to the Secretary of State of Arizona, get an update when those ballots will be coming in. Stand by. Let's go back to Jim.
Thanks, Wolf. And right now we're taking a look and keeping an eye on a whole bunch of battleground states: Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania. But one that has really surprised a lot of people out there is Georgia. Let's check in right now with Jeff Zeleny, who's covering the Biden campaign for us. He's in Wilmington, Delaware. And Jeff, throughout the closing weeks of the campaign, I would hear from Biden officials saying Georgia is real. Georgia is real. Do they actually think that they're going to be able to pull out a victory?
Jake, they're not certain if they are, but they are certain that it is incredibly close. They're watching this count as we are, county by county here. They have election observers on the ground that are watching this, and they do believe it is very real, more real than they certainly expected if you talk honestly with them. But in the final days of this campaign, when they were seeing that crush of early vote coming into Georgia polls, it's one of the reasons that they sent the former President Barack Obama to Georgia on the eve of the election, trying to get out even more in-person vote. But it is the mail-in vote now that we are talking about here. So the Biden campaign, I'm told, is watching Georgia very, very carefully. They do expect a lawsuits and litigation there. They are going to have that front covered as well. They do believe that this could be something that could sort of upset the map. I mean, they were hoping for Florida. They were hoping for North Carolina. Not called yet, but they do not have much hope there. They do think that something is happening in Georgia. At the same time, they are watching Arizona as well and trying to lower expectations. They do believe that the race is going to tighten in Arizona, but it is Georgia that's in stake. We do believe we could hear from the former vice president this afternoon. He's attending a briefing right now. We may hear from him at some point this afternoon. We're just not sure in what form or when.
All right, Jeff Zeleny covering the Biden campaign for us in Wilmington, Delaware. Let's check in with the Trump team. Caitlin Collins is there covering the White House for us. And Caitlin, we have not seen or heard from President Trump directly. We've seen his comments on Twitter and press releases, but we haven't heard from him. What has he been doing? What is he up to?
Yeah, he's been tweeting it all past. We haven't actually seen the president or heard from him in person since about 2:30 Wednesday morning when he came out, Jake, and prematurely declared victory during that
himself, what would the message be? The map has only gotten worse for the president since he spoke to people on camera at 2:30 on Wednesday morning. So they're not really sure even what the president would come out and say if he did come out and talk. And of course, we have heard from him on Twitter in all caps talking about what he thinks is happening. And so the question is, what does he do going forward? Does he actually come out and say anything publicly? We were told that officials behind the scenes had been trying to create some kind of event for the president to do to show him going about his job as being president, as Joe Biden is going around and doing these coronavirus briefings. But so far, that has not materialized. And instead, the president has been advised to leave things up to the attorneys, let them handle these legal challenges, some of them incredibly dubious, that they've been bouncing while they try to figure out what they are going to do as they are waiting to see what's happening with Arizona, Pennsylvania, and these other states that we've been watching so closely.
All right, Kevin Collins, keeping track of President Trump for us at the White House. Thanks so much. And let's talk about this because, I mean, I have to believe if I'm a White House advisor, one of the reasons that I'm not encouraging President Trump to go out there is because the message from President Trump is increasingly unhinged and wild, and the things he is saying about the election are just patently false. He still could well become reelected, but based on what we're seeing, he is probably not going to be, based on the data we have right now. And he's just launching all these lies.
I mean, you know that he wants to be out there and that he wants to control the narrative, which is why you're seeing him tweeting in all caps messages that actually contradict what his advisors have been saying that he wants. The president has been saying, stop the counting, and his advisors are saying, oh, no, we're not saying stop the counting. So President Trump wants to control the message here, and so kudos to the White House for being able to keep him off the television screens of millions of Americans as this is going on. But we don't know how much longer that's going to last because we are getting down to the wire. We're about to get into this phase where we can know today if which way the state of Pennsylvania is going to go. And if it doesn't go Donald Trump's way, that's it.
That's exactly right. And I think it's very telling that people who are still close to the president, like his former chief of staff, Nick Mulvaney, is saying publicly, and he believes that Donald Trump would run again in 2024 if he loses. I'm hearing that from people who are in communication with Donald Trump's children and others. And people who think that he's going to win a second term, well, are talking about running in 2024. And right. And it also goes to, not as many former chief of staff, but it also goes to the Donald Trump psyche, which we all know. That is, it's hard for any trouble. Donald Trump is a whole different level. So there's no wonder why the characteristics that we see throughout the presidency, these tweets that seem incredibly chaotic and not linear, they're happening in, kind of in stereo right now.
So, one of the things that's going on is that, first of all, you have like official Republican Washington taking this time, watching what's happening, waiting for votes to come in, and pretending as if this Trump world does not exist. And the Trump world that I'm referring to are these deranged messages from President Trump, all caps. I've never seen an all caps press release. There's an all caps press release where the president said, if you count illegal votes, I illegal election. If you count the illegal votes, I still election. It's not true.
Just to be fair, there's a reason that came out in the press release. That is a Trump tweet, by the way. But they put it in a press release because Twitter and the social media companies like Facebook have been trying to tamp down on that kind of discussion. Because if they had been wrong, he tweeted that, they would have flagged it. So the Trump campaign, I assume, figured, let's put it in a press release and have other people report it. But reporting it with the context is important. What the president is saying is obviously not true. If the votes are counted, they will tell us whether he wins or loses. And it's not a surprise that the president's aides are clearly hoping that he doesn't come out and speak in public. Nobody in the Trump orbit thought that what he did, what he said at 2:30 in the morning or whatever it was on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, was a good idea. And it did seem unhinged. It did seem so inappropriate on so many levels. And so the fact that they have been able to keep him from the cameras, I think is really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's fascinating. That while he's doing that, he and his offspring, his spawn, are out there putting out tweets that are just you know, if they're having warning label after warning label after warning label because they're all untrue. They're putting out false information about ballots being burned. Then you have this legal green team of originality and going city to city saying this nonsense. And it is increasingly that it's coming up like they're breathing their last breaths.
And you know, the conspiracy theories are so unhinged. They even force Republican officials at the state level who are, to be fair, doing their best to get these ballots counted in Georgia to say this is not true. In Georgia, they have to be here. We are not. We locked the lock boxes at 7 p.m. on election day, as we are required to do. There are no miscellaneous ballots just floating around and being counted that shouldn't be counted. They are forcing Republicans to stand up for the electoral system that they have been adjudicating for many, many months. I'm trying to do this fairly for everyone.
While governors, senators, and members of the House were Republicans are hoping that they can just ignore it and it will go away. Pennsylvania is poised to possibly decide the race for the White House. We're standing by here from Pennsylvania's Secretary of State any second. Our special coverage continues next.
Did you know you can go to libertymutual.com to customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? Really? I did it. Only pay for what you need. Bill Swift here for Flex Life. The incredible rubberized space. Rather than tub, it clings to the surface. It instantly feels our birthday, right? It's nice and strong, flexible rubber. Perfect for sealing lines.
No, he just
Stop rodents from getting in your home or even crafts and hobbies. Get Flex Space and the Flex Seal family of products at these fine retailers.
All right, buddy. I have a call to be on.
Who's winning?
Same story. They're just waiting. Just people talking about. Oh. Kai, I'm about to be on a call. Can you push mute?
Excuse me, ladies.
Hey, Kai, I have a exciting. We might go up to Idlewild this weekend, and it could be snowing.
Yay! I'm more excited about that. About our new president.